Hello. Hi guys, good morning. Kindly wait a few more minutes. We'll start the session. Thank you for joining the Splunk demo session today. Hi Ajit. Good morning. Ajit, can you hear me? Ajit, can you unmute and talk?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, Ajit, can you hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Ajit, I'm making you presenter,
Sure.
and there is a Krishna and Arjun Shetty and Asim Chatterjee and Anjanilu and Kapil is there.
Okay.
Hi, Hal. Can you introduce yourself to trainer Ajit? Krishna, can you introduce yourself by unmuting yourself?
So hello everyone. Good morning. And can you please, who is going to talk now? So this is Ajit. So can you guys first introduce yourself? Then I'll introduce and I will start the demo session. Please unmute and talk. Hello. Hello guys. Just can you all you guys are able to see my screen and all, right? So Shiva, they have access to speak or
Hello, presenter. Yeah. 1 minute. Why?
hello? Yeah. Go ahead, please. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, so Shiva, I think they are not able to. So what will
One
do is,
second, sir.
yeah, sure.
Hello, Ajit, can you hear me?
Yes, sure. So I'm able to hear, but other guys are like, so other guys like,
Abhishek, can you
if they
unmute on
introduce
talk?
themselves,
Krishna, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, now I can
Yeah.
unmute.
Please-
It was not
Yeah,
allowing
please
before.
introduce.
Yeah, hi Ajit. This is Krishna. I'm into IT analytics for about 14 years, and I worked on various technologies like SAS, Python, big data, and data science. And for the Splunk, I have almost zero knowledge. I just wanted to understand what it is all about and how I can leverage in my existing business.
that's good. Yeah. Thanks for sharing your thing. Definitely, like you will get some idea and it will be helpful.
Abhishek, can you unmute and talk? Abhishek?
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, Abhishek, you can talk now.
Okay.
Can you
Can you
introduce
hear me?
yourself, sir?
Okay. Hi, I'm Abhishek. I've been in the IT industry for over 10 plus years. I work as an Oracle DBA. I'm looking to transition into the data science and Splunk and the newer technologies.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I think so. Since you are an admin, so I think this will be like easy for you to understand and get inside. Actually, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for your introduction.
Asim, sir, can you unmute and talk? Introduce yourself. Anjaneyulu, can you introduce yourself? Kapil, can you unmute and talk? Kapil, can you hear us?
Yeah, this is Kapil. I have been nearly about 10 plus years of experience in the IT sector. I was completely into telecom background testing. And in my current organization, we have been utilizing this Splunk, sort of exploring the experience on the.
Okay, great. Yeah. So definitely, like so after this class, definitely you'll get some good idea and it will help you. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, sure. And here in Melbourne, we are mostly using this Splunk a lot. So I just need some more information on this stuff.
Sure. Yes.
Vinay, sir, can you unmute and talk? Vinay Kumar, kindly introduce yourself. Vinay, sir, can you unmute yourself? Okay, sir, we can start the otherwise session and finally we can ask them questions again.
Yeah.
Hi guys, Ajit will take the session for you all, demo session. Kindly attend today and tomorrow and you can decide the registration after the second session. Thank you all. You can go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Shiva. Yeah. Thank you, Shiva. Again, thanks everyone joining this demo class. And so today is like this is a 2-day session like we were planned actually. So today it's like introduction kind of Splunk 1, Splunk, and I will show you the initial basic screen. Today I'm also going through this one initial screen and why Splunk is required, what is the need for Splunk. So those things we'll discuss, and I'll show you the basic screen today. And tomorrow we'll go over like how to install. Then we'll go leverage like how to do the searches and everything. Like I will cover it in tomorrow's class. Hope my audio is clear and screen also you're able to see everyone. If you are getting stuck or something like please let me know so that I'll stop and we'll continue. So after this one like my initial presentation there is time for your questions. So that is because in between if you interrupt like that will be like disturbing others as well. So after this like this presentation please ask all your questions. I'll try to answer that, then we'll proceed accordingly. Okay. So this is the agenda is today is just this PPT and initial Splunk screen. Then later tomorrow is the installation and full like how to analyze the things and all. Like tomorrow we'll discuss in the tomorrow's class. Okay. Thank you. So basically like introducing myself. So I am Ajit and I have 20 plus years of experience in IT industry. So I started my career as a developer, then moved into the database administration side. Then working on like architect and administration, designing, so all the things on the various databases like DB2 Oracle and DB2 Oracle basically, and data modeling, those all the architect things I was working on. Then later I got a chance to work on the Splunk administration as well as architect role. So I am performing this role for about now around 5 years now, almost 5 years now. So initially, like when I started this one Splunk, like it was like very little, very less number of companies were started using. But now I am seeing like since this coming years, now everywhere it is Splunk is getting very popular, and the requirements for the job opportunities are like really high, and number of people are very less. That's what I'm saying. Like even we are trying to get some good Splunk person, that is very hard to get actually, very hard to get. And really I'm thinking like uh, in future years it's going to be a very good market for Splunk people actually, Splunk people, and more companies. I'm seeing really very high level of very high number people are like all organizations are putting in and started utilizing the Splunk tool. Initially they were having multiple tools, but still like once Splunk comes, then everybody like slowly they are migrating their current things into Splunk. That's what I'm saying, and hope this session will give you some good insight about Splunk and why it is needed, where it is used, and how it is benefiting for the organization or corporates, how it is benefiting, so that like you will get some idea, and we'll get some. I will show you the around how the basic screens and how that is in the next class as well. So we'll start that. So this is like basically this company they started in California, San Francisco, California, and initially it is started with very less number of people, and this is the current number of employees, how much they have grown. Initially they started with some hundreds of people, but now nearly like this is the latest stats I got it from their site actually. So 5,000 plus employees worldwide, and this is one of the leading and emerging company, and in the Nasdaq also. And this is like that's what their growth. The growth shows like so very good numbers actually. So this screen actually a little bit not I don't know if everybody can see it a little bit like the letters are not that good, but this is the current this basic screen looks this is the current operations. So how current environments are running actually. So current IT organizations are how they are running. basically like people like we are working, usually it's working on the any issues are coming. Once the issue comes, then we'll start work on the issue. So anything like any proactive and all, so we don't do anything. So whenever the issue comes, then we start work and we start work on that, trying to fix it. So we'll put some patches or something, whatever we do. So fixing it again, then we'll wait for the another issue to come, then we'll start work on that. So our time we mostly spend on fixing the issues, not the like trying to avoid or anything. Most of the time, like companies are like they start trying to fix the issue whenever it comes. They're trying to fix it, but not to like proactively. They are working on that. Any not working on any innovating things and all new things and all. They do not have time or they do not have if it like enough budget or anything like that. So the companies mostly they prefer service support team or service teams or service team support team. So everybody they were like waiting for the tickets or anything issue. Whenever the issue happens, they do it, they try to fix it, and once it's you resolved, they forget about that and continue with the other issues whatever it's coming on. So the thing is like over 80% of the time is on maintaining the applications, but there is no time to innovate. Basically that's what it says, this one. So in still most of the organizations are working on this particular model actually. So particular model, so you can see, so a couple of the data is coming, the raw data is coming from multiple servers. You can say like think of multiple servers. The data is coming from multiple servers, their applications, and you can think of anything like whatever is the data is coming from like whatever wherever like running their application data servers, any internet devices or whatever. So they are collecting the data from n number of devices basically. So that is the one point. Then another layer is the analysis, analysis actually, analysis, and finally is the impact or impact event management or management tools or final. So three kind of layers actually the current environment runs basically. So the current environment, first is like getting the like raw data they are getting from multiple devices or something, right? So they are as a companies are using multiple tools to collect those data. Basically that collecting the data, they use multiple several number of tools they use to collect the data. It could be like some databases or anything, can you name it, some any big data things also. See any kind of databases, any kind of things. So everything like whenever they are getting the data, so they collect it and put it in some kind of storage. They put it in some kind of storage. Then another team starts working on that, analysis team, like analysis team or something they are working on. They work on the filtering the data. Basically they transform the data. So they do some analysis on the data, whatever they do filtering, whatever like ELT transformation or something. This is whatever they are collecting. It's not, it may not be in the right format. It may not be in the usable for immediately usable format. So they have to do a lot of analysis, the analysis or some transformations they have to do. So separate group or something, some separate team will be working on, multiple people will be working on that analyzing, like basically like filtering the data to read the readable, at least the readable format. They want to convert into readable format and make it some meaningful data. So they do it as well. So that analysis team will be doing that one. They do it in the meaningful format. And finally, once that is meaningful or something, then finally it goes to the, definitely like that is the biggest one. So that's once the team like data is readable and it's in the good format, then the analysis, then another team is like they do that one. Finally that they that team will be developing some kind of reports or whatever reports they will generate, or some kind of they will put it in the graphs or something, they generate the graphs. So whatever format, so they, that team is like using that data, they create the reports, dashboards, maybe dashboards, they create the dashboards. So multiple things, they do multiple things, and that is separate team. So another, that is separate team. So they generate this kind of, still it is in a more meaningful format. Then another separate team will be working on that, and finally that reports will be going to the higher management. Finally the reports, dashboards, you name it, any kind of things like so they do the final thing, and that reports only the management will decide. So what to do with the current situation? So this application is doing good or not? So our sales is doing good or not? So increase the like we keep more like we take more requirements or we do process. They like they understand the final thing. Like after these kind of layers, then only the management will be they get some decisions. So okay, so whether to proceed with current situation, how company is doing or how application is doing. So basically they get understanding. So with that details only, they try to invest more budget on that, or they try to cut the budget, or they do some modifications, putting more features. So anything kind of. So then that is the third part actually. That is another one. So that is the one scenario. If you see this tool, suppose some issues are coming or something like that. Suppose some issues. So that's one part is like so we get massaging all the data, transforming all the data, readable format, then go to the management and they take the decisions. The another thing is like operational visibility, like the same data is coming in, so filtering the data, and they make some kind of reports or generating reports, and with that report, so they generate the alerts. They generate the alerts. So each and every log is coming in, they cannot generate the alerts, so they have to do some kind of analysis. Finally they generate the alerts. With that alerts, finally the companies, what they will do, they will create a war room. They will create a war room. So everybody, they will call in from senior manager to junior employee. So they will call in, everybody will be in the call for several hours. They will be started working on looking at the issue and everything. So they're looking at issue, they try to fix the issue. The only drawback what we are seeing in this is like everything taking time. So if when the data is coming in, so it is going through multiple layers actually. So the time is like everything, like the time and cost, basically the time and cost is very high. So whenever the data, like I'm getting some kind of errors or something, and after it is crossing 3 levels, so several like hours will be gone. Finally the alerts will be generated, and the people will be started looking into the issue. So by that time what happens, they lose a lot of well, maybe like depends on their business, they lose very huge amount of amount, actually very huge amount. The companies will incur a lot of amount, and the reputation of the company also will be going down. So these are the some of the disadvantages. Like and again, like this war room is another painful thing. So they have to sit on that, and they will be in the very high pressure because everything is a production is down, or particular server main application is down, or some from very huge error is coming. People are not able to log in, or kind of some kind of issues. So everybody in the huge pressure, and they'll be working on. And this is the current scenario. This is a current one. So this is like companies like these kind of issues, definitely like companies day-to-day problems, and they lose their revenue, they lose their credibility, and getting more business loss. So everything, so multiple factors are coming in. So what industry wants to do about it? So these kind of situations, what they want to do? So reduce the tool complexity and cost. Basically company, they do not want multiple tools, they do not want multiple project like multiple processes and all, they do not want. So only they want one platform, and very less number of people, and very less number of admin for monitoring, troubleshooting, and any kind of like visibility. So they want tool complexity. They do not want to spend more licensing cost on multiple tools. So each and every tool, like they do not want a huge number of tools, and they do not want to buy on anything. So they want very less number of tool, but quicker like outputs they want. Become more proactive. Basically like instantly analyze and correlate the raw data and machine learning. So anything is they want proactive. So some data, machine data is coming. So some raw data or machine data. So whatever some data is coming. So the tool should be intelligent enough to process the data and generate the required alerts, if required alerts or required outputs, basically. So everything should be like nowadays, like everybody want instant. So instantaneous, they want the results. So everything is like, so I'm getting the error, and there is some error is happening in the server, and after some couple of hours only, like I'm getting the alerts. That is not going to help me in the current situation actually. So anything they want is a live or any instant thing only they are looking for. So that's what like and another thing is like proactive. So whenever like some issue is getting started, so immediately like we do not want to drag it to make it as a big. So whenever some issue is getting started, or if you proactive means like by seeing some history of data or something. So if you see, okay, this particular period last year also, like we got some huge CPU, we got some huge CPU, like CPU is increased, like CPU execution, CPU timing is very much high or something. And last year we got some server issues because of the high CPU. Okay, this year like we have to uh, put more, like we have to put like increase the machine capacity, or increase like parallelly connect some couple of machines or something. So something like if we have enough data to figure that out proactively, we can add like more CPUs or more machines or anything for the to handle the peak periods, basically peak periods. So proactive. So the tool should be like we have to there, we should be able to get the full kind of like scenarios, and we should be able to very easily to find out. Okay, but like historical data, we should be able to easily find, and then only like we can be proactive actually. That's another one. And efficient use of the people resources. So basically, like this is like the resources should be like we must be having like several admins, several good developers, several analysis, like very good analysis people. But everybody like just if you give the machine data, like nobody can do. So then nobody can understand anything, then they have to we have to spend more time to get the what is the issue, or analyzing the data basically, like to find the root cause. So how much effort we are putting to find the root cause. So if the tool is helping us to give us the exactly, okay, this is the place, so this is the time, so this is kind of this is the issue, or some kind of like is it the tool is giving, then for anybody like admins or anything application people or anybody, it will be like people are efficient. People are efficient. We do not want to waste the resources basically. If you're giving more information, okay, so this is the error, this is the time, this is the like what is the this is the application, so everything we are giving, so then it is easier for the people to utilize, like we can be easily like we can analyze, we can the root cause can be found easily, and fixing for the issue. So by the people, without wasting the resource, we can easily do that. And eliminate the war rooms. That is another thing. So instead of pulling all the people from the senior management to junior people, pulling everybody and sitting in the room, or everybody in the bridge call or something, it's wasting several hours sitting on the phone and getting understanding of the issue. That is really waste of time actually. So if we know exactly, okay, this is the issue, this is the place, or anything like no need for these kind of war rooms. We can direct the where we can direct that whatever the incidents to the right team. Basically, the right team we can put the incidents. Right team, like okay, this is a server issue. Okay, right, put that one ticket on the server guys, so that like they can immediately they can fix that one. So because we get some errors, definitely like so when I was a DBA, so that time like I used to get a calls like every day when I am doing the production support. I get everyday calls, and most of the calls in that one, 50% of the calls are not relevant to the database. Any errors are happening or any job failures or anything, immediately they will call us. Immediately they will call us, and I'll be just okay. I have to wake up in the night and just I have to go through that one. Then I will see, okay, by seeing that error itself, I can say, okay, this is not related to the database at all. So this is a completely, this is a application one. So please call that team. So for me, that this is unnecessary wasting the people resources basically. So these kind of scenarios, like we know like exactly this is the issue, this is the application side or development database side, server side. If you are able to give that more details, then we can target the people, target the team, right team, then we can fix it. That is the another one. That then tool should be intelligent enough to give us the right data. And industry wants another thing is reduce the negative business impact. So reduce the negative business impact is like the only way is like we have to see the how the applications are doing. The business impact means like how the applications are. The application should be up 99.99%, and efficiently the response time should be good. So multiple factors defines the business impact. Like for that multiple factors make the business impact actually. So if you do everything so reducing the errors, the error will happen, definitely errors will happen, but how quickly we are accessing, how quickly we are able to resolve those issues. So this is that is the one thing is business impact, reduce the negative business impact. That is what visibility across all functional areas shared by everyone. So if we how our company is doing, or how our application is doing, how our functionalities are doing, if you are able to see very quickly, then we can easily say, oh, okay, so why this is like this response time for this application or this functionality is very high. So why is it? If we are able to see that, so before somebody customer complains, if you are able to see that, oh, no, okay, response time is very high, okay, then work on it, and we can, before they complain, if you are able to fix it, then that will definitely reduce the negative business impact. This is one of the example. So now we saw what are the issues currently we are facing it, and as you guys are seeing, so the company wants the less number of tools, less number of resources, and efficiently we want to identify the issue something. So the Splunk, if you see, if you use the Splunk or something, so there is, if it is eliminating the multiple layers, you can see that. So if it is eliminating multiple layers, only one tool is coming in, and you can see everything it's doing, it's gathering the data, all machine data, or whatever the raw data, everything taking care of Splunk. So it is a one tool is taking care, and it is doing all the analysis or anything. So finally that is giving the whatever the root causes, alerts, so whatever you name it, so everything is given. So everything is given by the basically you can see this is a Splunk way. So there is elimination of, there you can see multiple analysis teams were required in the earlier approach, but this approach you can see this is eliminating the multiple layers and the final results we want the alerts, basically whatever the things we want, the something should be alerted, means everything, the one tool will handle those all the things actually. So industry leading platform for the machine data. So basically this Splunk is basically, so there is two flavors we have. So one is the cloud side, another one is the enterprise one. So you have both the options you can do. One is if you do not have enough servers or something, if you want to, you cannot invest you do not want to invest in millions of dollars for servers, or you do not want to maintain, so you do not want to hire people to maintain like Splunk or anything, maintaining the data or anything. So everything, that kind of things you can go for the cloud side. Otherwise you can enterprise one, you can go you can do with your own servers, and Splunk will do the rest. So both options given. So both options will be given, but both are scalable. Both are scalable. In cloud, if you come to cloud, then this is automatically scalable. In enterprise, so you have to do the provisions accordingly. So scalable resources, you can add you can vertically, or sorry, horizontally you can add the multiple machines. You can horizontally you can add multiple servers, so the scalability will be increasing. That is your whatever if you want. So cloud side you can choose, or enterprise side, but mostly people who are the big organizations or corporates, they do not want to keep their data in other cloud environment or something. So their machine data, they're all the sensitive data, these things. So mostly they prefer the enterprise one. So what is the main advantages or what is the Splunk? So this is you name kind of any kind of raw data or anything. So anything can be. So anything can be like any raw data, you any name, any kind of data. So everything can be handled by the Splunk. Basically, that is the any machine data. So any machine data, so that can be taken care by Splunk. And Another advantage, you can schema on the fly. Schema on the fly, like if you're like in between like a database guy or something, on database or development, any platform. So you work on the schemas, database schemas. So if you have any requirement, so the schemas can be created by the DBAs, and they will create tables or whatever indexes, whatever everything they will create. So if you want to change the schema, then again it's a big process. It's a big one, like schema changes and all means like that is it has to go around, like every company will be having their own procedures. So every changes, like it has to go to several kind of layers, development, testing, UAT, then only you can put it in the production. So schema, this is like you no need to worry about the schema creations and all. So everything on the fly. So that means that is very convenient one. That's very convenient, and or the time taken from a regular database and all changes will be time taken to develop, from the changes to development and putting into the production, the time duration. So any change that will has to go through their own procedure, and it will take a lot of time. But schema on the fly means you no need to worry about that. Any schema you can create. So no need to worry about these kind of layers. Immediately you can create. And indexing and all is a universal indexing. So there is no like it will do like it's on your its own indexing, and there is no backend. There is no backend is there actually. So it is not if you buy the Splunk tool, so there is no need to buy Oracle licensing or DB2 licensing, SQL Server licensing, anything. So there is no backend, is separate backend is not required. That is a very big advantage. So there is no need to put, like if you're having a database means like again you have to hire the admin, required admins and all. So this is like there is separate no backend and all. So there is no need for so bigger admin skills and all not required actually. There is no backend, separate backend and all is not there. So it's their Splunk, it's using its own technology to store the data. And the next one is that no need to filter the data. So in these our earlier slides we have seen, so we have to like gathering the data, then another team will be filtering and transforming and also here. So you no need to filter anything. So whatever raw data comes in, so everything you have to put it in the Splunk will process it and it will store accordingly. So there is no need to separate the filtering and all. You have to do some other ELT tools and all you have to use before Splunk. You have to convert the data for the Splunk. You have to filter the data for the Splunk. Some format you have to change. Then only you have to put it in the Splunk. There is no need. So we can just get the data, dump into the Splunk. So turn data into operational intelligence. So how the data can be operational intelligence nowadays, like data is the main tool or anything. So that is a main resource. Like every company is rely on the data. So from the big companies to small companies, so everything like the companies or they are doing business with the data. So everything in data is very, very valuable. How machine data is operational intelligence. So any company like so with the data only they are looking for that one. So what people are looking, so Google itself, if you see what people are searching, what people are like where they are going, so with that data only like they are targeting ads and multiple things. Like every company is looking for, so the people's mind and where they are going, everything, everybody wants to understand those kind of things only. So this everything is a data. So you can see multiple steps in this one, like so earlier, like in our initial slide said, like currently how we are working, basically everything is a reactive procedure. Reactive only, everything we are working on that. Whenever issue comes, okay, this is a work on that and act accordingly. Okay, this is everything, some issue occurred, then immediately we are doing that. We are doing some proactive things, but not everything proactive. So whenever there's some issue are coming, then we are doing. And how we are going like machine data. So now using the data, machine data, whatever, how we can move from reactive to proactive. How it is possible from with the data, using data, how it is possible to we go with reactive to proactive mode. A couple of steps it's given: search and investigate, proactive monitoring and alerting, operational visibility, and real-time business insight. So these are some of the steps like can be done to make it as a running from the reactive to proactive mode. First one is the first step is like search and investigate. Search and investigate is, so basically whatever the machine data comes, we should be able to search. We should be able to search and investigate easily. So it is a machine data, as you understand, machine data, it will be chunk of data. So how this is like, how easy, how this, there should be some tool to search and search in easy manner. We can search it, and with that search only, like getting some output. Basically, like table in table, you imagine database table having millions of rows. So we use SQL query normally. We use SQL query normally to go and filter out the values with some particular things. Search like SQL, using SQL, we filter out the data or pull the data from the table. Then we analyze the data, whatever it comes, right? Same thing, like we should be able to that search enough, like the tool should be easy to search enough. That is one step, is like the data should be searchable, and whatever the data comes out, easy to investigate, so easy to understand and investigate. So that is a one way to make it from. And another thing is proactive monitoring and alerting. Proactive monitoring and alerting means, like for example, I can tell you one scenario. So nowadays we are purchasing goods from online, and we are usually like we are going and browsing for the product, and comparing the products, and finally, okay, we are deciding, okay, this is good, and we can go and buy this product. So I am adding the product into the shopping cart, and once the shopping cart added, then I'm going for checking out process. And checking out, I'm giving it, it is taking me to the some bank, actually it pay bank details. So I'm providing my card details, everything, and finally I am just placing the order. So this is a scenario. So what happens is, like I'm clicking on the placing the order. So it should take me to some verification of the card details. It may take me to some bank or OTP or something, and I should receive the OTP. Then I provide the OTP. Then shopping should be completed. But instead, the scenario what happens is, like after placing my order, clicking on the order, then immediately, like instead of going to the bank page, I'm getting it's throwing the error. Basically, it's throwing the error. Okay, then initially what I'm thinking is, okay, something I entered wrong or something. So I'm putting coming back page. I'm clicking on the back and coming again, and I am one more time I'm trying. So again, it's getting the error. So if I'm patient enough, then I will do one more try. Okay, come and give it a try, and again it is throwing the error. So most of the people, what they will do, one time they will try, second time they will try. So that time nobody will try. So immediately what, okay, something error with the wrong or something, and we may worry about our transaction also, whether it is really processed, order is placed, or my card is getting charged, or what happened, we don't know. So those kind of some kind of problems also. Immediately what I will do, okay, so immediately, okay, this site is not good, okay, I'll go to the another site, search for the same product, and available, maybe little how emergency, or how quickly I wanted, maybe little will higher price also may be available. If I need the product, I will buy. Or when I see that product both are the same price, immediately I'll go and buy from the other site. It's definitely they are losing the customers. Definitely, like this is an impact for any kind of company and their business. So people are coming and they are investing money for the website and putting all our listings, everything, and finally people are browsing everything. They are using our servers. They are searching everything they are doing. Finally, like they are not able to buy the product. So these kind of errors, like what happens is they placing errors that will be placed in the logs. Actually, these kind of errors will be placed in the logs, and these are not a major issue, right? These are like not server down or major impact or anything. These are, they put it in the log. Actually, some error, maybe minus 500, minus 400, page not found, or some kind of error will be recorded, or some kind of error will be recorded in the log. And people may not be, so the company may not be noticing these kind of errors, because they don't see these kind of errors, or they may next day morning or something. So this is happening in previous night or something. Next day morning they come to the office, and they may see, maybe they may, if that admin people, they may be looking at any errors, or they may do the search or something in the log file, they may find it. So okay, some errors are happening or something. So what happens is, like during the time whatever the incident occurred, and people are looking at People are looking at coming to the office and looking at the error. Several hours are gone. Several hours are gone. And these kind of errors, these kind of small errors, mean this is and all very major issues. Some companies may not be noticing. So even so, myself, I faced in real time. So I'm trying to pay for some place, actually, some my EMI or something like that. I'm trying to pay or something, but it's the keep on it's failing. So I waited. Okay, maybe their company issue or something. I waited again. Then again after 2 days, I'm trying again. I am getting the same error. So then I contacted the customer support. I sent a email. Okay, this is what this is the error. I'm not able to pay my payment. So please check or something. So otherwise, I will incur the late charges or something. So then I send an email to them, and finally they are responding. Then only they are afterwards they are responding. Oh, okay. So yeah, there is some issue with our page. We'll get back to you. So after I'm saying like the next day that page is up and they are sending back again, or it is up or something. So it is customer is reporting. Then only they are able. Then only they are aware of these things are happening. So by the time what happens is this is one scenario like I have to pay compulsory or something, but other websites and all these kind of issues are happening even for all the not all the projects. Some products this kind of issue is happening, this payment issue is happening. Then this is going to be a big impact. Later point, it's going to be a big impact and very good revenue. The company will be losing a lot of revenue. These kind of things we should be like proactively monitoring. Some kind of tool should be reading the log and giving these kind of errors. We set it up, and it should be intelligent enough to send the errors. Okay, this is the error and this particular time it's happened or something like that. If we have enough tool or right tool, and if it is informing us after I'm trying for one time or the first customer coming and he's facing this kind of payment issue, then immediately we are getting alerts, or for we are getting the alerts through Splunk or something. Then immediately like people will be like looking at and okay, some payment issue was happening. Okay, then we'll fix it. So they'll talk with the payment people or whatever application, record application. The issue can be resolved in couple of hours, maybe 1 or 2 hours, maybe. So even like that duration, we may lose some customers. Okay, definitely we may lose some customers, but this is better than like we are not aware of the issue and we were informed by the customer itself. Okay, this page is not working. I'm not able to buy. So that's kind of that's kind of situation we can avoid. Yeah, definitely like couple of customers may be like coming in and they may not able to buy the product, but that is okay. So some customers will be affected definitely. But if you're like proactively, if you're able to fix it to because before it's a big concern, if you're able to fix it, that could be that is like definitely like that will avoid the huge loss of the company. So that's a proactively monitoring thing. And next one is the operational visibility. So next one is the operational visibility. So the visibility things like so so this is another thing. So that there should be some way uh, how our application is doing, or how about our sales are happening. So anything, some operational visibility we want to see how our servers are performing. So every person will be having different. The server team, suppose server team manager is there, so he wants to know how our servers are doing. And application manager, he wants to know how our applications are performing. So this is the application point of view. So the database person, he wants to see so how our databases are performing. So every company, like, so not every company, so every team wants to know how they are, like they are related to not one person, not related to everything. So every team, they wants to know how our things are doing, how our like record like servers, how our servers are doing, how our application is performing, how the database is performing. The networking person, he may come and he wants to see how our networks are doing. So these kind of things. And finally the management looks how the sales are happening, how the sales are happening, how is the inventory, how is like whether like we want to, so how is the inventory, how is the capacity, how much we have capacity, how much inventory we have, so what is the storage we have. So anything like, so they everybody like they want some visibility, everybody they need some visibility. If we have enough visibility, morning you are coming, your application person, so morning you are coming and you are seeing your application and you are seeing like several lagging, so logging functionality having some huge response time. So that is one thing. So another thing is like another one, search functionality maybe, so that is taking some too much time. So if you have these kind of things, okay, and that also happening in particular time or something, or not all the time, So anything, so if you are able to see some visibility, so login is we're taking this much, it's not a higher, a huge response time. Okay, something going wrong. If you have this kind of server, okay, this is a CPU is like hitting a very peak at some duration, or some kind of a database person like he is saying, okay, my database capacity is ending or something. So everybody having some kind of visibility. If you have visibility, then definitely proactively we can do something before making it, before someone else is complaining about okay, why application is not performing good, why this is happening, my the databases went down because of the capacity not there. So these kind of visibility, if we have a management side, we are already this product is selling very fast, so we have to order more products or more so that kind of say that inventory is going down, so we have to order more and more things. And another thing is like we already, the inventory is already huge and this product is not selling, so stop the order. So this kind of visibility, like so everything so if you are able to see these kind of visibility things, then it is very very good for the company. And another thing is that also, if you are able to get in the real time business insight or real time, if we are getting these kind of everything in the real time, then how good it is. So you like, because in current, like if you have the big data or something, you may receive the data, then you have to run the report, you have to process the data, transform the data, everything, and run the reports for several hours, then finally you will be getting some output. So you will be losing several hours, like, so it's not real time. So if you're able to see it in the real time, then that is very very much better actually, much better thing. So that's what so this is a, so there should be some tool should be we need something. The Splunk will be definitely will be helping on this real time thing, this real time business insight. So basically, so everything it's proactively we can do everything. Visibility it will give operational visibility, like it will give by creating the dashboards and all, it is giving real time, so everything working on the real time. So that will give proactively, we can, any issues are coming, we can immediately we can fix it. So operational intelligence, like in the troubleshooting thing. So these are the reduce the MTTR. So time to reduce the errors, basically improve the end user experience, reduce cost, and greater IT productivity. So basically, like, so if you are giving the intelligence, if you are having a good amount of good operational intelligence, and that is really helpful in finding and fixing the problem. So it is going to be, so that will, like, if you are able to find and fix a problem very fast, then time to reduce the error will be time to reduce time to repair, for example, time to repair will be that reduce, we can time to repair, we can reduce it. And end user experience, improving the end user experience, we can end user experience will be improved drastically, because we are able to find the issues. The response time, we are seeing response time is very high. Then if you want to reduce that one, so end user experience, basically if you are ready, if you are having a good response time, then end user will be very happy, so your experience will be increased. Reduce the cost, basically reduce the cost is reduce the cost, basically, like instead of fixing the problems quicker, so that will avoid multiple errors or multiple huge downtime. So that will definitely like reducing the cost or reduce the loss, basically. So productivity, this kind of things, if you do the fixing the problem faster, definitely productive IT productivity will be improving. So finding and fixing the problem fast. So nowadays, like, people want admins. If you guys are admins, some of the admins are here. So you guys know what you will do. So logging, you will go, you will use the grub tool, find some errors or something like that. So you will be going through the logs. So you have to go through the logs and analyze. It will take a lot of time, basically. So with using the Splunk, so you no need to go on the grubbing through the logs. So everything will be, so you have to, it will be like, so no need to use the kind of logging in and reading in that one. It will be hard lines and all, you no need to do. Instead, it will be very pleasant way you can work on with the search functionalities are there, dashboard functionalities are there. So everything, no need to grep and all through logs. You no need to perform that. No need to using this Splunk. You no need to grep through logs. This is again the same point it's mentioning, like so monitoring, how monitoring will be helpful. So find and fix problem before it becomes a problem. Basically, issues will happen, but we have to monitor it. And if you avoid that one at the right time, so that will make it like that will avoid the later huge problems. If you're seeing a couple of errors and it's often it's like sometimes it's happening, then immediately we can analyze and fix that one, so that like future users they won't be seeing it. So if you see more CPU time or something, more CPU on particular for particular functionality, if you are seeing it that is taking more CPU or something, so we use like, okay, fine tune the any SQL commands or fine tune the application commands or anything like that coding, anything will be reducing the time. So yeah, that issue will be resolved. So these are Splunk will provide. These are the some of the thing like it will give powerful visualization. Basically, it will the powerful visualization like Splunk will give powerful visualization and very good alerting and notifications. And basically another major thing is like trends in real time and historical data. So we can do these three things. So definitely that will increase the uptime. So application uptime will be, so every company, that is the major challenge. So the uptime of their application should be 99.999 percentage. They want to keep the uptime. That is everybody's intention. So this is if you the Splunk is providing these kind of options, trends, it will give visualization. We can see the what is going on at real time, and enough alerting mechanisms are there. So everything will give you these things, and the final thing is we can get the increased uptime, and that will avoid the huge problems. So this is like some of the advantages, or it's major advantages for the Splunk, how it is different from other regular other some other tools and all. Basically, it's a universal machine data platform. Universal machine data. So this kind of some tools will be, so in market there are several tools, but every tool will be capable of handling some particular amount of particular type of data. So, but this tool is a universal one you can use. Capture, retain, correlate, and analyze all data. So you name any data, it's coming from the network, it's coming from the internet devices, it's coming from some other tools, machine data, some any kind of data. So anything can be, we can the Splunk can handle actually. Basically, it can handle any kind of data. So universally, it is acceptable. One platform can be used to analyze your storage, your analysis need. Actually, any your data analysis need, you can use that. And the next one is already I said is a real-time architecture. So this is like a Splunk will provide the real-time architecture, and that will help you to proactively monitor, and accordingly you monitor, then you can fix the problems very quicker time. So that is a real-time architecture. So there is a real-time architecture it gives, and fast time to value. So in this index data once for multiple users. So it will be like per multiple users, capacity planning, help desk support, security troubleshoot, audit, SLA, and anything. So in this, like some applications, what they will do. So once you are doing once you get some data and you are analyzing the data, then if you want to have some kind of report, you have to push the data into that one platform or one database. So if you want another kind of report, the same data should be pushed into the another tool. So this kind of multiple tools will be required for each and every purpose. But this is like only one time. So we are getting the data and just putting inside, like we are indexing the data into Splunk. That's it. Only one, we are getting the data and storing into only one tool. That will give multiple options. So that was like a same thing, multiple ways we can use once we get the data and index it, then the same data can be used for multiple things. Scales from desktop to enterprise. So the again, I said like earlier, like this is like scalability. Scalability is not a problem with Splunk. So if you have very less amount of data or terabytes of data, so it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter, it can handle. So everything can be handled automatically. Like so that is not a, if you have terabytes of data, processing is difficult or something, you don't need to worry about that. So Splunk will take it is capable of handling the data, basically any amount of data, and it says most complex data centers. So yeah, imagine the data center data, that much data. So this is some of the thing is like how would customers solve the challenges? Basically, like what are the capabilities needed to solve the customer things? Reduced sprawl and complexity, agile and flexible, scalable and optimized raw data history. So reduces sprawl and complexity. So customer to solve the customer's problem. So that one platform. So this is like so we should be everything quick enough. Basically quick enough. If customer reporting one issue, so then we need 2 days to analyze and giving them the report back or response back. That's not good. So we should be that. So real time, it should be like real time. We can check it and we can provide the in record information. So anything to resolve that issue. So that is what reduces sprawl and complexity. So that kind of that capability we should have. So that is a capability we should have. So agile and flexible ability to quickly define any metric correlate across any data source and present information in the real time basically. So this is again the same point. So it should be quick enough basically like any data source. So that information the real time, so real time is a very important one. So any kind of metrics you have, any kind of things you have, so anything should be, so if you are able to capable of doing it, then that is better thing. Scalable and optimized, so one technology that scales to any size environment with little infrastructure as possible. So that is what everybody nowadays, the data is so storage cost is coming down. So people are like pushing the data like anything. So that is what like we need any technology that should be capable enough to scale to store whatever huge amount of whatever terabytes of data, petabyte of data. So it doesn't matter. So it should be infrastructure should be capable enough, basically scalable and capable enough. And another thing is like it is like flexible enough to immediately finding, like we should be able to flexible enough to find the whatever the required information, we should be able to find it. So that's what like another capability is the important capability. Raw data history. So this is what access to long-term historical raw data for machine learning and capacity optimization. So historical data. So we nowadays like any company they need the historical of data. That is for their business sales perspective. So every team like a server team is like they want to see okay which time like everybody needs the historical data. So when is the peak, when is the low, when is the medium, moderate, everybody needs that information so that so they can act accordingly. So some huge festival season, okay, so more orders are going to come. So we should be like last year how much any errors we got, so any problems we faced, so anything historically we can go and analyze. Okay, this much time because we didn't expect once we announce the sale, immediately everybody try to log in and the servers crashed. So this is last time it is happening, it was happened. So this particular duration, so this particular data particular duration. So this is what the same thing then this, but this time also if we announce the same thing will happen. But okay, then we should be capable enough to increase the server capacity, RAM capacity, whatever. So everything like and the application downtime, so whatever everything, so historical raw data that capabilities is a must nowadays, historical raw data capacity. So that is to one of the another capability to solve the customer challenges. This slide shows some of the company what they have done actually. So so they have used the Splunk. So and their feedback kind of thing. This is some of the companies, they have some of the big companies. So you can see like what is their feedback. So one of the Quest Diagnostics is one of the leading diagnostics company, and in US. So they are having like increased uptime. So by using the Splunk, so their uptime is higher, their uptime is increased because Splunk is reporting. So because Splunk reported the any issues or anything, so they reported well ahead or alert. It's giving right alerts so that like they act proactively to fix it. Becomes like the problem becomes a very big problem. So they are able to increase the uptime. here Intel you see here time to repair. So that is like from 2 to 3 days to few minutes. Sorry. So reduced MTTR to 2 to 3 days. So this is what happens in normal industry. So some errors are happening or something like they need some time to analyze data. It goes to one team. So they take their own time to check the data and check the errors or whatever. So they'll say, oh, this is not belong to this one. So you can push it to the next team. They assign that ticket. First, it takes some time for the analysis team to check and support team or something. They check that data. They raise the ticket. The ticket goes to one team. So they have their own SLA, 1 day or something, whatever. So they do their like things like that half day or 1 day. They say, oh, okay, this is not our issue. Then they reassign the ticket to some other team. Then it will go to their SLA. So it will like so that's why it says like time to repair. It's from 2 to 3 days to few minutes because if you know the error or root cause of the issue, if it provides a right, okay, it's a point, okay, it says okay exactly this is what happening. If we know that, the support team can assign the ticket to the right team. Okay, this is your server issue, CPU, this is the issue. And then immediately that team, okay, immediately they'll work on it and immediately they can fix it. That's one the advantage, very big advantage. Drives innovation with usage analytics on the product feature. So it has analytics things. So that is the innovation. So they want to show some analytics things and they want to see like maybe the Washington Post is a newspaper. So how, so they want to know like so what when our their website is acting very good or when their sales are increasing, paper sales are increasing. So anything like with that on analytics information, so they can increase like increase the products like maybe the how customers are liking which product, which feature they are liking, so they can use like usage history we can see. So this kind of some innovative tools only they can give these kind of results. So with that one analytics on the product features, they can see, oh okay, so these particular features, these kind of features people are interested, so bring more features like that so that their website traffic will be increasing, they get more business like they can show more ads, so their revenue will be increasing. So like that, like you can see like improved margins, protecting millions in the ad revenue, protecting millions in the ad revenue. So we target the right people so that like we'll get the more ads or something, protecting millions in the ad revenue. So everything like one by one, they like optimized capacity by saving 500K in the software hardware licenses basically. So if you know like exactly what is the consumption and when we need the right amount of uh, so when is the peak time, when is the low peak time, medium, average time, so that like we can like and how much utilization, so we can see the utilization as well. So we have the huge servers in our organization, for example, we can keep several servers, but the utilization, if you see, if you have the history of the past 1 year, utilization is only 20 to 30% of your servers, then why should we keep like everything? So if it is more if we, at least we expect at least 60 to 70% of utilization, then only like whatever our investment will be utilized. So whatever our investment will be worth actually. Suppose we are investing more on the servers but our utilization is only 10 to 20%, why to invest more amount on multiple millions of dollars on the servers? So what they will do, these companies, okay, they will say, okay, this much only utilization is only 10 to 20%. So they new for the new applications, initial idea they might be having to buy more hardware. But by seeing the utilization, past 1 year utilization history or something, capacity history or anything, by seeing that utilization, okay, by seeing only 10, 20% utilized, why should we buy? Okay, so allocate more applications or allocate some servers for this new application, so that like that will avoid the spending of a huge amount of dollars. So that is another one advantage using this particular tool. Consolidated Consolidating the tools by retiring 27 monitoring solutions. So Safeway is one of the chain store. So basically, you see here they are retiring 27 monitoring solutions. So this is like this one tool like they are having several monitoring for each functionality or these kind of thing. I don't know what for exactly, but that many tools they were using, finally they get rid of all the tools and they started using only one single Splunk tool. So this is, you can imagine like 27 licenses per year, how much like they are spending and how much their benefit they are getting. So this is why like they can, their margins or sales will be increased, their profit will be increasing very good. So these kind of things. So this is some of the use cases kind of or feedback. So IT service intelligence. So this is like so IT service intelligence basically like so defends by the data driven service awareness and powerful platform. So basically like so IT service intelligence like driven by the IT data, so like events, metrics, logs. So everything like we can with this data, like whatever the data happening, metrics and logs only, we should be able to find everything is a data driven only. So IT service is like basically data driven, and service awareness provides actionable insights into high visibility services, personal contextual visualizations, migrate problems before they impact the customers. So basically, service awareness is another IT intelligence we needed actually. So high visibility services means like very hot. Some applications or some applications will be hot to the company. So those services they never ever they do not want to get downtime on that. If that is downtime is happening, so they lose millions of dollars or millions of like dollars, they will be losing revenue actually. So one example is like can see high visibility services like I can see one of the customer is a courier company actually. So it's a courier company. So customers book online their online needs, like they book online to pick up the package from their home to deliver to somewhere. So these kind of some online high visibility services, these and all very hot to the company, because if that particular service is going down for some time or hours, some hours maybe, say they lose very huge business impact, because that is millions of customers will be accessing and they book their packages to be delivered, picked up from their home or office, wherever to, and later like that to be delivered to some other places. So that will be like one day service, emergency, like one day high priority service, low priority service, multiple services they will be having. So this isn't all high revenue generation. So these are some hours are down means they lose huge money. So this kind of awareness would be like they should get insights like these kind of services, any issues that should be immediately reported, that should be anything provides so this tool will be giving actionable insights into these services. So any kind of issues are happening, everything it will provide. And personal contextual visualization, so we can set it up with this tool. Visualizations we can set it up on our own, so that like that will be in our own convenient visualization we can make, so that will be helpful in the avoiding the problems, mitigate the problems before they impact the customers. Already we have seen this one. So before it occurring huge actually, so some if it started occurring, if we are able to identify the issue, so we can make it to fix before it impacting the huge amount of customers. And powerful platform, so this platform should be like how much quickly we are able to implement the things. So Splunk is a tool, but it is like taking like Excel like a very high amount of time to set up the things. For example, like it takes like 6 months to 1 year to set up each and everything or something, means that will be like it is like again it's the company has to invest a huge amount of money to setting up the things, means like that is again customers may not be liking it. So they want something everything quick actually. So we can be implement the services very quickly, and we implement very quickly. We can implement, we should be able to implement the service. Suppose like if anybody of you guys in big data or something, so how hard it is like to implement some big data solutions basically. So to get the things and all ready, how much time will it take? So but in the Splunk and all, like it's a quicker platform, it's a very quicker, you can utilize that. So the people want it, so management wants very quickly. If I'm buying one tool or something immediately, like it will take 6 months or 1 year to make it, I'm seeing able to, I should be able to see some kind of output. That's not good. So it should be very quick enough. So that is a deploys quickly, basically quick enough to deploy, and scalable, flexible, fast time to value. So basically it should be scalable enough, and scalable universal platform. So basically it's our Splunk is very universal one. So any kind of multiple any OS or anything, it covers most of the OS. So everything will be covered actually. So those OSs will be any platform independent, basically platform independent. So again, this is also again like so company's performance. So IT service intelligence. So how that company's intelligence how our applications or how our company is doing, everything measured by some of the performance indicators, key performance indicators basically. So these are the key performance indicators. So IT service intelligence should be capable of providing these kind of indicator things, key performance indicators. If a tool is providing this kind of performance indicator, then that is well enough to run our company or run our application. So number of records we are receiving, how many errors we are getting, response time, CPU load, network input output errors or something. So these kind of things like these are the company's major KPIs. How many records we are receiving, how many errors we are getting. So response time. This is one of the some simple one. So if you are having very good score of this one KPIs or something, so then like we should be like anybody management will be happy, so everybody like will be happy. So these are the some of the basic things like core things actually. Basically these are the some of the core things. Any organization if you go or any application you go, so these are the things will be monitored. So these are the things will be monitored. So this is if you are maintaining the good health of these things and all, good health score is if you are having, then we should be fine. So achieve service visibility faster. So basically like so service analyzer, some these are the again it's a service visibility faster things like what are the things like we needed from actually like if you're having the enough alerts, so analyzing like this kind of dashboard should be the record actually. These kind of dashboards will be needed to see the visibility. Basically visibility should be faster. So if you have like some graphical manner or some good, instead of going and viewing the logs and searching the logs, it should be very easily visibility. So the higher visibility is there, and then only like visibility we can clearly, if we are able to see the application performance, high visibility, then that will give the very good results for the company actually. So this is some of the points actually. So then so you guys having any so this is, that's it, yeah, again same thing. So you guys having any questions?
Yeah, so a couple of things. One is,
Yeah.
I heard there's another session tomorrow. What time it is, and is it the same link? I don't think I got an email for the session tomorrow.
Same
We will
time,
send you,
actually.
sir, another link.
Okay, so is it at the same time, different time?
Yeah, same time.
Same time, okay. So can you, at a high level, just tell me what is expected to be covered tomorrow?
Yeah, the high level, like what we are going to see is like Splunk dashboard, like how Splunk looks. So now we talked about so what is like how Splunk is going to help the organization or how it is going to help the application. So tomorrow I will show you like how to install, basically how to install and how the panel looks, how to do the basic searches on the logs. So after before how log looks, and after loading the logs, how Splunk is transforming the log and how quickly it's doing. So these kind of things tomorrow we'll be seeing that.
Okay.
So in the tool
So-
itself, basically tool itself will be logging in and I'll be showing you.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're going to do some real life demos of the
That's
Splunk,
correct.
right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're going to cover the installation. I'm assuming the installation of Splunk should be fairly straightforward. And what about the integration of Splunk with various products for the collection of data, like data to come from databases, web servers and stuff? Is it through an agent? How does the data collection work from various servers?
Yes. Yeah. Tomorrow, like I'll be showing like so I'll be covering that one. So how the exactly that will be covering. So
So
how
you're
the
going to
data
cover
is
all the
getting built.
integration, so I'm assuming Splunk will get installed into some of its own server, either it's existing in the cloud or on-premise. You will install it and then you will integrate it with those existing servers whether a database or web server or a storage or network, whatever.
So there is, there is a one Splunk
It
agent
will
actually.
it will collect all the data, and then you're going to show the
Yeah.
dashboard how to do the analytics out of it, right?
Basically, collecting that much deep tomorrow I cannot go, but I'll be showing like one sample log file. So that basically like that is the one like some machine generated log file. So I'll be showing that log file. So manually I'll be uploading that data into Splunk actually. So manually I'll be uploading that data. So and how Splunk is taking the data and it's transforming, how we are able to see the results basically.
Is it not
So
possible to automatically pull the data from the servers instead of manually feeding?
So that is possible. So that setups and all we have to do, right? So in the future sessions, like I'll be taking, but tomorrow is like it's a demo session, right? So demo session like that I have to set it up that one, like. But in the actual class, like it will be we'll be doing that one. So how we'll be forwarding the logs from your server. So separate server into that automatic way actually. So that will be I'll be showing that one. But here tomorrow's session, what I'll be showing is
So
that
after it is done, I understand. I got you what you're saying. So after the, let's say you've got a sample data, and then to analyze the data, I'm assuming that algorithm for machine learning and everything is built into the Splunk itself, or is there any work or coding needs to be done to how to, like, for example, let's say database problems or any other problem, how to
that's what I'll be showing. So
is the intelligence to analyze, let me finish. Is the intelligence to analyze the data built into Splunk, or is it something to be built?
That's why like that tool is like that's what you no need to do any coding or anything like that. So the log should be there. Then Splunk will do the rest actually. Splunk will analyze the data and it will bring up the results basically. It will analyze because we have to tell what kind of log is it. That's all, where it is coming from, kind of. It is coming from Linux log or database log. So those kind of the input we have to give. That's it. So then Splunk is intelligent enough. It will process. You no need to go and code or anything, or you need to do any other programming to read the log and analyze pulling that one. So this is like Splunk will be intelligent enough to pull the data, and it will read the data and it will show you. It will like split the data basically. So it will convert the data and it will show you the some readable format and searchable format. So by seeing that one, like that's why like I will show you the initial data, and so you can see. Maybe I'll show you like since you asked this question, so I will just show you that.
And also tomorrow, if you could cover, because tomorrow, if you could cover some use case examples where it shows the value add of the Splunk. For example, like log analytics, you show that, okay, this was a problem, this is how it added, helped resolve the issue quickly. So if you can show an example from a database, from a web server, from an application server, from an LDAP server, something like different storage servers. So show one example of each. That is how it would show quickly, like in the power of Splunk, you know.
Yeah. So this is what like now you see here. So this is one log, right? So now this is one log. So some access information log now. So by seeing this data, so now like how much it is readable, like it's readable, but so now it is how it looks like. So tomorrow I will show you the demo. Like this is what you will be receiving the logs. Okay. So this is how huge this log is like. So we have this is a log. So now you can understand like, so now in this one like we need some input like by reading this one like what you will be seeing like the date timestamp this is coming, but this is not like it's okay. So we are getting the log, but it is with this log like we should be getting some kind of output. We should be analytical basis, like we should analyze something like what how many. So this is what this is one of the example like you can see this
so
is
let's
what
say
the log is coming
for
from.
this data, what would it show the analysis? Do you have a slide, something to show what it would show for this data?
So tomorrow, like, so yeah, that's what like in the practical way I will be showing that one. So I do not have any separate slides for that. With this data, then I'll be uploading this data, because you imagine this is coming from some kind of one of your application basically. So that automation not there. It is automatically that this kind of data will be loaded into the Splunk when in real time actually. So but this is basically I am getting this data from some server. I got the data. So this data I'll be manually uploading into that server, and I'll be showing the result. So how it is performing actually.
That's fine. So this data, when you upload, does Splunk has a integration itself on a database? Like when you upload this data to Splunk, is it getting stored into some database? Is
That's
Splunk?
why like in my thing I showed, right, there is no backend database is there. It will just index this data and it will store it in the bucket. Basically, it will store it in the bucket. Basically, that's why that is the advantage of the Splunk. You no need to learn any other, or the company no need to buy any Oracle license or the SQL Server license. There is no need for that. So that Splunk itself will.
Is it like a listener?
So it's working on the. I see.
Hello.
Yeah,
I'm not hearing your voice properly.
yeah, Kapil here. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Tell me, please. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a listener. If it is not having a database, then will it be act as a listener?
No. So
The
it's
voice
not.
is very fuzzy.
It is getting your voice is very feeble. But what I understood is you are saying it's a listener or something you are saying. But this is like this is also store the data, but there is no database is in record actually. There is no database record. So it will take it as an input. It will take it as input. It will index the data. It will process the data. Splunk will process the data, and it will convert the data according to it needs actually. Basically, Splunk needs and put it in the compressed format. It will store it inside compressed format in the one of our folders. Basically, we call it as buckets or folders. Basically, in our says it will put it in their folder actually. Folder like some folder it will be storing. So whenever we are searching the data, it will go and access. Splunk will go and access the data and just bring the results, record results. It will bringing it. Okay, so it is not using it. It will store it in the basically. Imagine this is in the flat file, right? Similarly, it will process the data. It will be processing and putting into another flat file. Basically, like Splunk readable flat file. Basically, okay.
Okay.
And but basically like that's in the compressed format. So if you open and see also, you will be seeing only junk characters kind of. So this is a little bit readable, but that is not readable one. So that is the one. So that, am I answered your questions?
Yes.
Yeah. And how about other questions? So you are okay. Previously I forgot your name actually. So your question answered. Tomorrow you are asking something, right? Tomorrow what will be shown? So you are okay, right?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, this was Arun. So yeah, I got it. But one request I have is that tomorrow's session, if you can keep it more or entirely technical focused, because today is really speaking, I was expecting more out of it. I mean, the whole session today went like a marketing pitch, which like you can easily read yourself in 10-15 minutes. And we spent more than an hour on that, which is okay.
Okay.
But tomorrow, that's just a feedback suggestion I'm giving, that tomorrow, most of the people I'm assuming who are attending are not like buyers of the product. They are the people who are the users of the product. So if you can focus tomorrow's session technical.
Because the thing is why we covered this one, like people wants to know like what is the difficulty, like no, what's the difficulty current one. So everybody wants to know. So but what is the something like
So
this will be like
it's okay.
theoretical
It's okay.
one kind.
My only request is that tomorrow if you can keep it as much technical.
Yeah. Tomorrow is fully,
in terms of
tomorrow is fully that one.
Yeah. So in terms of like, I really see the like kind of like examples where Splunk. I know Splunk is useful, but now I'm not seeing actual use cases. So if you can share the power and actually keep the session technical, that will be helpful.
Definitely, yeah.
Not just like a PPT run through. PPTs are great. I mean, you can. I mean, I don't know if you can provide the PPTs we can go through, but those we can read through.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it varies actually. So because because the thing is like every session whatever we are taking, so we are getting the feedback. So people want this way, that way. So earlier we have only one session only.
No, that's my suggestion. I mean, it's
but they wanted more time, so that's why like.
I mean, it is your show. How you want to do it is your wish, but I feel that you could use the time better in kind of like proving the value.
Definitely. Yeah. So tomorrow is going to be fully on the pages only, so not through PPT and all. So tomorrow will be just practical.
You don't need to register again for tomorrow's session. I'm assuming you will send it to me. You have my information and you send me the link for tomorrow email or
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Any other questions?
No, I'm
we'll
good.
Wrap up the session.
Thanks for your session. Yeah. It was good, but I wish I'll get more depth out of it.
No problem. So any other questions? Otherwise, we'll close the session. Tomorrow we'll meet again.
Okay, I'll see you again tomorrow.
Yeah. So other guys, any other questions from other people?
Hi Venkat, Vinay, can you unmute and talk if you have any questions, Vinay sir? Asim, can you please raise your questions? You can unmute yourself, sir. Vinay sir, are you unable to unmute or what?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Can you hear?
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello?
Anil, you can ask.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Hello?
Yes, Anil, you can talk.
Tomorrow section is conducted same time to sir?
Yes, yes.
Tomorrow section.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. It's very good, sir. I can get information from your valuable time to
Thank you.
Hello? Thanks.
Asim sir, can you unmute? Yes, you are able to talk now. Asim Chatterjee. Kindly talk, sir. Vinay. I think they are not. Abhishek, do you have any questions? Abhishek, are you there?
Yeah, I'm good with the questions which were answered, and tomorrow I'll forward this
Yeah.
information.
I'll send you another link. Kindly join there.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Can
Thank you,
conclude
guys.
today's session because other people are not asking any questions.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you,
We'll
guys.
meet at the same time. I'll
Sure.
send you GoToMeeting link to you all.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, sir.
See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.